Yes, indeed. Your boy Retro is in the building officially. So, go ahead and show some love in the comment section. Yeah, in the comment section right there, just go ahead and show us a little love on this morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. And I don't know about you, but I will rejoice and be glad in it because it is He that has made us and not we ourselves. Come on, somebody. You know you didn't make yourself. I'm really liking this vibe this morning, y'all. Look here, I want to talk to you for a little bit on this morning. We're not going to be before you too long. But it's Monday. It's a magnificent Monday. Let's go ahead and deem this a miracle Monday. Let's go ahead and deem this miraculous Monday. Let's go ahead and deem this motivational Monday. Money making Monday. Anything that starts with an M, you just put it in front of that Monday and then go get it. All right. And then go get it. All right. Again, we want to talk to you real quickly. We want to say thank you for pressing play. If you would like to join the conversation, it's real easy. Pick up your telephone. Everybody got a cell phone. Some of us got 2 and 3 of them. But pick up your cell phone. 980-222-4492 is the number that connects me to you and you to me. We can chop it up. We can chat about it. We can talk about it. We can discuss it. 980-222-4492. That's the number that puts us together on this morning. So check this out, y'all. Let's see who we got in the building on this morning. Tanisha Schofield, aka Creations by TYS. Good morning, sister girl. How you doing on today? Ain't got a good God. Come on now. Come on, Mrs. Minister Miller. Money Monday. Come on. Who about to make some money on today? Come on. Let me know what you're going to do on this magnificent Monday. Just go ahead and put it in the comment section right down there. Let us know what you're going to do on this Monday. For some people, they don't like Monday, but they love Friday. Friday's gone. Saturday's gone. And by the way, I had a good weekend. I hope you had a good weekend. We smashed about I think it was almost 600 miles, somewhere around that ballpark over the weekend. Me and the wife, Pastor E and First Lady. We went up to Virginia, Fredericks, Virginia, that is, and homegirl, she opened up the very first Black-owned motorcycle instructor school. Really big event and really big accomplishment. So we say congratulations to you, Boosie girl, on your great accomplishment. And so you go ahead and shoot for the stars and make it do what it do. Hey, yo, Anthony Green is where? He's in the building, y'all. Good morning to you, brother. How you doing on today? You know it. You already know it. This is the day that the Lord has made. It's your boy Retro with you on this morning for a little retro philosophy. I hope your day is already starting off good. And if by chance it has not started off good, you know what you got to do, right? Change the narrative, brothers and sisters. Come on and just make it do what. Tell your day what you want your day to do. Tell your day what you want your day to be. Come on, somebody, and then just watch it happen. Yeah, then just watch it happen. It's just really that simple. Productive Monday is what it's going to be. I declare and I decree that you getting ready to make it happen on today. Yeah, if you press play, I don't even care if you press the speaker button. I didn't even know that you were on. I want you to know that today is your day. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be afraid of what Monday brings, because you bring what you want it to do. So just bring it to the table. Yeah. And change the narrative, make it do. Okay. So I want to talk. First of all, let me pause for a moment. Okay. I want to say congratulations to my lovely wife. Yeah, I want to say congratulations to Shelly McIver. She said, babe, I'm going to ride my own bike. Yes, Minister Miller, command your day. If you woke up and it doesn't seem to be going the way you want it to go so far, then just have a little conversation with your day. Look at Monday. Now, straighten up and fly right, straighten up and act right, because the fact of the matter is, where my church folk at? If my church folk is in here, just go ahead and do something sanctified in the comment section. Just do something sanctified in the comment section. Now, what you have to understand is God so loved the world Mhm. That he gave his only begotten son. And when we say God so loved the world, we're not talking about the fish of the sea and the beast of the field and the trees and we're not talking about the world materialistically. We're not talking about the world itself. We're talking about those of us who make up the world, who populate the world. For God so loved the world, every man in the whole wide world. God loved us so much. God the Father loved us so much that he gave his only begotten son, who? Jesus Christ. Okay. So that's how much he loved us. But when we talk about the world, God loves us so much. Now, let me just I gotta pause for a moment because somebody doubt that God loves you. Come on. I mean, there we go. Something sanctified in the comment section. There you go, right there. Yeah, that's a sanctified clap praise right there. You don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about that, Minister Miller. But somebody who pressed play or pressed the speaker button, I've got to get me a hat. Hashtag press play. I mean, you know, it's holiday, but we're gonna get us a hat that says hashtag press play. Now, let me turn her down or him down or whoever it is playing the fine instrument in the back. Hold on before I do that. Okay, and that's what you got to do. Sometimes you just got to rock with it. Okay, but anyway, somebody who has tuned in, whether now or by the replay, they might be wondering, they might be doubting whether or not God loves them. I want you to know that God loves you with an everlasting love. What you are going through is not the end of your story. What you are going through is not even indicative of who you are or who you will become, because some of us had to go through some mess to master some things, and the mess you went through was not who you are. Your trials and tribulations don't define you, okay? But what you do in the midst of them may. So don't let what you're going through discourage you from becoming who God has called you to be. Yeah, you just receive that, somebody. And so I want to let me make my point real quick, and then I'll tell you what I want to talk about today. God loved us so much that before he placed us in this earth, he created. Now the book of the book of Genesis, the book of beginnings, right? In the beginning, the earth was without form and it was void. You understand what I'm saying? And so what happened is he begins to speak things into existence. See, that's why you got to understand sometimes all it takes is one word. And with that one word, come on, somebody, you got to change the narrative. So God begins to do this thing, and he creates this great big wide world and everything. But then on the sixth day, what does he do? He doesn't make, but he creates us. Yeah. And he created us in his image and in his likeness. And then he gives us dominion over everything. But when he created us, he says it is very good. And then on the seventh day, he said, I'm going to rest because, how can I top that? How can I top that? Now, when you wake up tomorrow or when you go to the bathroom later on today and you look in the mirror, I want you to remember what I just said. How can I top that? When God made us, he saw you today and he said, how can I top Sarah? How can I top James? Come on, whoever your name is, Diane. How can I top Diane? How can I top Kevin Anthony? That's the best of my best. So when you look in the mirror, you're seeing the best of God's best. Yeah, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Who am I preaching to up in here on this morning? And so that's what you got to understand. And so this whole world was for us. It was for us. So you got to understand that's how important you are, that God would create galaxies and do this and that. He spoke, man. But us, when it came to us, he didn't speak you into existence. He got down and got his hands dirty. It was a hands-on job. Yeah, it was a hands-on job. So that's how important you are. God thought so much of you that he said, I'm going to create you with my own hands. Okay. So you need to be encouraged on today. I know you might have had a bad weekend, or maybe you had a good weekend. I don't know. But you got to understand that today is your day. All right, today is your day. Now let's talk about what I want to talk about real quickly. 980-222-4492. Should you decide to call in and holler at your boy, or whatever, share your whatever. Okay, so what I want to talk to you about real quickly on today is real simple. It's a question. It's a question, and that question is simply this: what's stopping you? What is stopping you from becoming great? Okay. Now, my wife, she had a conversation with me some time ago, and she said, "I want to ride. I want to learn to ride." And so I shared with you guys on last year. We started her on the bike, and we she was on the bike, and she was getting used to the weight of the bike, because before you can take off, you gotta get used to managing your vessel, whatever you want to call it, you whatever it is in your case. You see, you want to run, but you gotta first become familiar with what it is that you will be using. And so we got her on the motorcycle so she can understand the weight, because if you tip that thing too much to the right or to the left, that's a heavy motorcycle. It's just gonna go, and you're not gonna be able to stop in this case, maybe about a 600-700 pound motorcycle. For her, mine's is almost like 9 and some change, because mine's a full dresser. Hers is just a decent little fat boy. And so John, good morning to you, brother. Thank you for pressing play and being with us on this morning. And so she had to get used to the weight and knowing the limit at which you can tip it. Yeah, see, you missed that. You missed that. See, you tip it too far, and it's gonna be too much for you. I mean, I got a bicep or two. I even got a tricep thrown in the mix. But that bike get too far over, and it's a done deal. Like, you're gonna hurt yourself trying to pick up all that weight. So you learn to balance it. If you balance your situations in life, you won't have to bear it. Oh, somebody catch that. If you learn to balance the situations of life, you won't have to bear it. Real talk, these motorcycles are made to go straight. Yeah, and you on the interstate or on the road or whatever, and you set that cruise control at 50 miles, 70 miles, whatever you comfortable at, and you can jump off that bike. She's gonna keep going because she's made to balance. And the situations that you are experiencing, regardless of what you might believe, it's made to balance. Yeah. You don't have to bear it, just balance it. And that's tell folks oftentimes. Too much of anything ain't good for you. You got to have proper balance. And so what is stopping you, my brothers and my sisters? I'm going to share this with you real quickly because I'm excited. I am really excited for my wife. Last week we got her out there. So last year she had a little injury unrelated to the motorcycle. And so she was like, baby, I'm ready. So we put her on it last Sunday, and she did it. She rode for a short moment. But yesterday, after being on the back of that bike with her husband, we rode all day, a Saturday. And got to our little destination, had a nice time, and then coming back home yesterday, we made a few stops. We enjoyed ourselves, but she got home and she says, "Okay, let's get that bike out. I'm ready to go." You got to be excited about what it is that you're trying to do. You got to be excited about what it is you're attempting to do, folks. Sometimes that's what's stopping us. We don't have enough excitement. We don't have enough momentum. We don't have enough drive. We don't have enough zeal. Come on, somebody. And sometimes, that zeal, that excitement, that it will drive you to complete what it is that you are after. So check this out. I want you to check this out with me real quickly here. Let's see what we got here. She doing her thing, y'all. I was so proud of her and excited. Look at her. Look at her out there. She swears she a biker. Look at her. Giving it a little throttle and everything. So my question is, what's stopping you from doing whatever it is that you want to do? Okay. Now, one of the biggest things that stops us from doing what we want to do. How about this? How about if I put it in a question form? What are some of the biggest things that stop us from doing what we want to do? The comment section is free. Go ahead and drop it down in there. If you want to call in and share with us, 980-222-4492. That's the number that connects me to you. We want to talk about what's causing us to what's keeping us from doing what we want to do. Okay. Now, oh, come on, Brother Aguilera. You are spot on. You are spot on. Fear is the number one reason that's stopping us from doing what we want to do. Fear. Now, somebody told me that fear is false evidence appearing real. Now, I had to explain to my wife, look, babe, this motorcycle is made to go straight. If you give it enough throttle, she'll get up and go. So she had to first get over the fear. Now, last week Sunday, she got on and she rode on our street. You know, she didn't go very far at all, straight line, no turning or anything like that. And she did really well. At one moment, I thought she was going to just give it some throttle and just take off. And so we got on yesterday, a week later, and and we're out there in a parking lot now, nice big parking lot, so she can have room to take off and do her thing and do a few circles and everything. And she got on it, and she looked like she had forgot everything she had learned last week. Yeah, yeah. She looked like she was more scared yesterday than she was the first time. And I think it's because now, as a matter of fact, she said it's real now. And so she kind of was, it seemed like she was gripped with fear. Now I'm saying to myself, girl, you just did this. You got this. But watch this now. It's easy for me to say, you got this, do it, because I know how to do it. And I think that we've got to be careful how we deal with people who are trying to do something, but they are facing a level of fear, uncertainty, intimidation. The list goes on and on and on. Now you've perfected it. You're already good at doing what they're trying to do, but you forget sometimes what it feels like to do something that you've never done. So you know what I had to do? I had to calm down and realize that the way I handle this can deter her from what she's trying to do. Okay. So not only is fear stopping us from doing some of the things we want to do, but sometimes those who are supposed to be helping us are stopping us from doing well. Because here's what I found out. I found out that no one wants, I want to be careful when I say no one. So I don't know if I should say no one, but I'll say it for the lack of better, whatever. No one, for the most part, let's put it like that. No one, for the most part, wants to let anybody down. And sometimes before some would let someone down, they just won't do it at all. Yeah, I'm just not even going to do it because I don't want to do it and then fail, or do it and do it wrong and let them down, and then they'll be mad at me, this, that, and the other. You'd be surprised what goes on up here. So I just calmed down, and I had to be careful how I approached this lesson for my wife. So I said, baby, you got this. You did it last week, and you're going to do it today. And so I began to explain to her some of the things to expect and what to do. And I even talked about what happens if she were to get in a corner or get in a turn and get scared. We can't prepare people for greatness or prepare people to do certain things and not be honest about the potential snares, problems, fears, falls, etc., etc., etc. You know why? Because those things are likely to happen. And when they happen, it's not the end of the story. Sometimes you got to fall in order to be successful at what you're trying to do. Now, she ain't gonna fall. We buying that. That's not where we're going. But in life, sometimes we don't hit the mark like we intended to. But the good thing is, at least we're going in the right direction. Okay. So a lot of times fear is stopping us. Elmer, how you doing, sir? God bless you as well. I need this for my girlfriend. I'll share this with her. Amen. Share it with her. And if there's anything we can do, just holler at your boy. Because I can't speak for your girl, but I know my wife, she was really wanting to do it. And I'm extremely happy for her and proud of her, because this was just her third time on the motorcycle. The first time was the year before, and yeah, that didn't, really yield anything because she had the accident shortly after with the little dog that messed up her hand. But yeah, I'm glad for her and excited for her. And so by the end of the week, and it's going to be a real nice week this week. So by the end of the week, we'll both be out there riding beside each other, and we're going to get her out on the road and turn some turns and take some curves, so on and so forth. So yeah, share it with your girl, man, and hopefully she'll move forward as well. So fear stops us. And then the unfamiliar is another thing that stops us. Sometimes you want to do a certain thing in life, whether it be, let's say, start a business. You have that thing down inside. You're not even really sure what kind of business you want to open or start or whatever. But you just, something inside of you, you just want to be a business person. You want to be an entrepreneur. You want to do your thing, but you've never seen anyone do it. You see it all the time in terms of the business. You see the end product, but you've never seen the process. You're not familiar with the process. And so what we have to do sometimes is we have to surround ourselves by those who are doing what we desire to do, so that we can become familiar with it, the process, the ups, the downs, the ins, the outs. And so again, we ride and we go to different events and stuff. And so my wife is constantly seeing this thing, and she's like, man, if they can do it, I can do it. So she's familiar with it. And so now it's that much easier for her to do it, because she sees so many other people doing it. Another reason why we don't do things, another reason that we're being stopped, is because, again, we're not seeing it enough. So we think we think that it can't be done. But the more you see it, the more you realize, hey, it can be done. It can be done. But check this out. You know what else stops us from doing it? And I don't know what your it is. I don't know what your it is. But sometimes it's not so much fear, because some of y'all, if I could just say it, some of y'all are fearless. I mean, you don't fear nothing. You don't fear nothing. You don't fear nothing. So for some of us, it's not so much the fear, because there are some people that drive off of the threat of fear. They thrive off of it, and so, but for some of us, it's us. It's us. Sometimes we stop ourselves. Now, I've been on here for 22 minutes, and I'm getting ready to go. I promise you. But I haven't talked about the Word of God yet. Yeah. Here we go. In the book of Matthew, chapter 5, I believe it is, we have a situation about a brother who's essentially, he's at church, he's at the altar, he's talking to God, he's preparing himself for some deep prayer, to commune with God and to get instruction or whatever it might be. And the conversation goes something like this. He says, if you're at the altar and you remember that your brother has a problem with you, you remember that your brother, King James Version said, has an ought with thee, then you're to leave your gift at the altar and first go be reconciled with him, right? And so some of us are being stopped. We're being held. We're in limbo. We're on pause. Come on, somebody. We're in timeout because we've got some issues that need to be addressed. Okay. There are some doors that will remain locked. They will remain closed. They will remain off. What's the word I'm looking for? Off limits. There we go. They will remain off limits to you because of what you have failed to do. See, the Bible talks about sin in terms of what we do, right? Those are called sins of commission, right? So that's what we do. We put our hands to do it. We put our mind to do it. We physically do it. That's what we have. We have committed that sin, sins of commission, right? But then there's a thing that the Bible also talks about that's called sins of omission. That means you omit it, you neglect it, you refrain from doing something, and as a result, it is sin. I'm doing some studying on some material that I've got a test for. And in the material, it talks about how you can be, in this particular case, I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of details, but if you have the ability to help an individual prevent further damage or danger, and you don't do it, then you can be charged. You can be held accountable. You see what I'm saying? So, you didn't cause the problem, but because you saw it happen and you did nothing to stop it, you did nothing to help the individual, you omitted to do so when you could have done so. And so you can be held liable, responsible. You can get your behind in trouble. Yeah. And so that's what happens to so many of us. We are being stopped because of what we did not do. Mm-hmm. And just the truth of the matter is, some of us owe some people an apology. I know it might not have been your fault. You might not have initiated the situation, but for some of us, we have to be the bigger person, and sometimes it's as simple as that, an apology. And that could open so many doors that have been put on pause for us. It says, look, your gift, there's nothing wrong with your gift. You read it when you have some time. The book of Matthew, chapter number 5. It's nothing wrong with the gift that you are offering, but you've got some situations that need to be handled. I was thinking about it, and some of us, we meet the qualifications, right? We're qualified. We meet the qualifications, but we fail to reach the requirements. The requirements. I was talking to somebody, and they were talking about a brother who was hired to do a job. He was qualified to do the job, and he could do it well. But one of the requirements was that he needed a valid driver's license. Yeah, he's qualified to do the job. Every task that goes along with the job, he can do it, and he can do it well. But he does not have a valid driver's license, and that is a requirement. It has nothing to do with your capabilities. It has nothing, because he can still drive. You still know how to drive even though you don't have a driver's license. But so the driver's license is not necessarily a what do you call it? A qualification. It's a requirement. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so some of us, we meet we're qualified. We meet the qualifications, but we don't meet the requirements. And so you are qualified to do what it is that you want to do. But one of the requirements is that you got to make sure you got a clean slate. I think that God doesn't want us to get to a certain point and place in life, in our career, and then fall apart because of little things that should have been handled before we got to that point. We talked about this not too long ago, about your gift opening doors for you, but your integrity keeping that door open, And so many times we get to a point and place of success, but we don't have the integrity to maintain or sustain that accomplishment. And so we see great ruin and great, crumble and falling and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You understand what I'm saying? So what's stopping us? I want you to just think about that, because sometimes we create a case, we build a case against people, sometimes against society, sometimes against other races, and things of that nature. And sometimes that's easy to do because you can see the obvious differences. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes it's easy to do that. But what you really need to look at is, what role do I play in this situation? You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I want you to focus on for this week. I want you to focus on what part you have to play. Now, today is Monday. We already said this is a Miracle Monday. It's Money Making Monday. It's whatever we deem it to be. Now, what do you have to do to see it come to pass? Because it's more than just proclaiming it. It's more than just speaking it into existence. Once you proclaim that thing, once you speak it into existence, we've got beyond the expectating part. Right. We expect it because we spoke it. Now you got to move to anticipation. That means preparation for what you spoke. So that means there's some activity that you have to do. Going back to what I said, sometimes the only thing that's stopping us is us. Okay, let's say you meet the qualifications. You let's say you even meet the requirements. Now, are you putting the work in? Are you doing the do? I preached a message one time. What are you doing for the due? Because the Bible talks about in due season you shall reap if you faint not. What are you doing for the due? Are you doing the work that's necessary? You don't go to school, you don't got your degree, you're educated, you're articulate, you got a little swag to mix in with it, but are you lazy? Are you going after what you got prepared for? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying what's stopping some of us is us. It ain't the white man, it ain't the black man, it ain't the red man, it ain't the orange man. Sometimes it's you that's stopping you. And sometimes we can do that by always blaming someone else. And whenever you point the finger, whatever you point the finger at is what you give the power to. So I refuse to blame you, because if I blame you, then I give you the power. I'm going to take responsibility of my situation. I might not have the money. And that's another thing. Some of us say, well, I would do it, but I ain't got the money. Well, if you ain't got the money, you know what the mother of invention is? The mother of invention is necessity. So if you need something and you ain't got it, then you got to turn on your little, you got to invent something. Yeah. In other words, sometimes you got to become creative. Sometimes you got to become creative. Check this out. I had an opportunity to go to Uganda. This has been some years ago. They have a ministry over there called Acres of Hope. You might have heard me talk about this before. And so I said, wow, that'd be a great opportunity. I'd love to do it. So I said, yes, I want to go. I want to be a part of it. And of course, we had to come up with the money, and it wasn't cheap. And so, you know what I did? I was already, I would cut a few yards for a few people, my mom, my sister, to take care of the church and everything. And so I would have my mow around and everything. And a lot of times I would do yards, and I would just do it to bless somebody. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take the money that I make from mowing, and I'm going to put that toward the trip to help out with the expenses. Right. So I put out a little flyer. And before you know it, my phone was just blowing up. God was in it, because, I needed something. I needed some money to make sure this trip was paid for. And so I got a little creative, right? Put together a little flyer. And before you know it, I had a full blown. That's why I got into the landscaping business, because I made enough money to fund the trip. And I still had, customers coming in, And so what was stopping me? Okay, money. So what did I do? I got creative to make some money. I mean, chitty, chitty, bang, bang, sitting on the fence, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. Come on now. You might not have $1, but if you got 15 cents, you can make it happen. All you got to do is, put a little creativity to it. Hey, life gives you lemons, make lemonade, right? Yeah. And then you can sell the lemonade. And now you got a little lemonade corporation going on. You understand the point that I'm making? Yeah. So you might not have what you think you need, but you have what it takes to get what you need. And I say it like this: use what you got till God blesses you with what you need. Ladies and gentlemen, that's retro philosophy for you on this morning. I thank you for pressing play and being with me. But I promise you, man, if you put your mind to it, you can do it. Don't let nobody and don't let nothing stop you. The door closes doesn't mean there's not another door. All right. Sometimes we just got to press. Sometimes we got to persevere. Sometimes we got to just trust God, even when it seems like ain't nothing happening. Because I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to be like in the 70s today. What's my point? My point is we're getting ready to approach the warmer months, the warmer season. And it's going to be great to have a little shade every now and then, right? Nothing like a nice cup of lemonade or sweet tea or an Arnold Palmer sipping on it underneath the shade tree, just, enjoying the breeze. Well, that shade tree that grew up, it didn't grow up overnight. And when that seed was planted, first of all, those roots had to grow down and grow wide. And they grew down and grew wide because they knew that tree was going to be so tall and it would need a firm foundation. Those roots, they grip into the earth, not just to give the tree nutrients and everything like that, but it helps it stand the storm. And so somebody needs to understand today that what you're going through is helping to build your roots deep and wide so that you can grow nice and tall and be able to weather the storms that will come your way. Because the Bible tells us a man that is born of a woman is of a few days and full of trouble. God's trying to prepare you. He's trying to make you ready for the storms that's going to come your way. And when they come your way, you're going to stand and you are going to make it. So whatever it is that you think is stopping you, don't let it. Don't let it. Don't let it. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you. Now, I'm getting ready to go over to Food Lion because I woke up this morning craving for, guess what? Some Captain Crunch. I said, man, I'm craving for cereal like an 8-year-old on Saturday morning. Y'all remember y'all was 8, 9 years old, 7, 6 years old, whatever. And Saturday came around, man, look at here. I remember we get up about 6 o'clock in the morning. Me and my little brother lay down in front of the TV in our whitey tidies with a big old Tupperware bowl of cereal, just tearing it up, and that was the thing on Saturdays, man. All them cartoons be coming on, boy, we be in heaven, man. And so I'm going to get me a bowl of cereal. I'm going to get it because I'm craving it. And so don't look at me like that. It could be worse, right? Look here, man. We want to thank you for pressing play, hanging out with your boy on today. Let's see here what we got. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, we're going to get ready to let you go. And we want to let you know that tonight, yes, indeed. How can I almost forget that? Tonight, we have a special show planned for you, another interview, Motorcycle Monday with your boy Retro. We got about 3 or 4 great brothers that's going to be with us. We're going to be chopping it up, talking about some different things related to motorcycle ministry and just, motorcycles, this, that, and the other. So make sure you make plans to join us tonight at 8 p.m. and every Monday thereafter. We've got an interview with a lovely lady by the name of Phoenix. She'll be with us on the 15th, which is next Monday. You don't want to miss that show, guys. You don't want to miss that show. She's also an author. So we're going to talk a lot more about that on next week, Monday, when she is on live and in person. And she's a motorcycle riding something, man. She'll hop on that bike and just bounce, man. And so you guys make sure you tune in for that. And then we got some other shows that are in the works. And so we just want you to stay tuned. Make sure you go over to our YouTube page, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, do all of that stuff, man, because we want you to help us, reach some numbers over there. I'd love to see, 1,000 subscribers, and then we can go from there. So help us meet that goal. Make sure you tell your friends about us, and go on over there, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell there. And then, of course, last but not least, if you want to be a blessing to help us accomplish some things as it relates to equipment and stuff like that, then you can do so. And then, some other things we want to do as well. We want to start doing some giveaways and all that kind of stuff. So you can go on over to our Cash App, $Retro Philosophy, and you can be a blessing that way as well. And then last but not least, or I should say the most important, lift your boy in prayer. Keep us in your prayers as we do the same thing for you. God is an awesome God. He can do all things but fail. Come on, somebody. And also, whenever you press play, make sure you let us know where you're watching from and show some love in the comment section. I'm going to get out of here because it's time to go. And we will talk to you guys on tomorrow. This week, starting Wednesday, our show will go to a different time. We're going to get on here about 7:30. Maybe 8 o'clock, and then we're going to hit it and we're going to quit it. But make sure you stay tuned and don't you dare touch that dial. It's your boy Retro with a little retro philosophy on this magnificent, miracle, money-making, marvelous Monday. I'm out of here. God bless you and heaven smile on you.
I didn't know, I didn't know, I didn't know.